One game that I've been meaning to play for a while now is Persona 5. I've been intrigued by what I've seen of the game and read how it's praised as one of the best Japanese role-playing games of all time. Despite my inexperience with JRPGs and my first hesitations about the game, I decided one day to sit down and try it out. What I didn't expect was that this game would be an absolute blast to play and an unexpected treat. The game starts off with you playing as Joker, the leader of the world-renowned Phantom Thieves, being arrested and questioned by the police after a failed heist. After being drugged and interrogated, he recounts the events that led to where he is now and how the Phantom Thieves came to be. The game's story is primarily presented in this timeline, beginning with Joker being shipped off to live in Tokyo after inadvertently gaining a criminal record. After meeting with his new guardian, the owner of a local coffee shop, he sets up residence in an attic above the business. Joker spends his days attending Shujin Academy, the only school that would accept him. Labelled as a criminal and a delinquent, he begins to make friends with the other outcasts and misfits there, who each have their own labels and expectations. This commonality is the glue of their friendship and the driving force that motivates their actions. They soon discover that they can visit distorted dimensions called palaces and perform magical abilities using entities called personas, who are the manifestation of their inner self. They use this newfound power to break into people's hearts and force criminals to confess their crimes, with the group's end goal being to give a voice to those who can't speak up for themselves. Along the way, the group must deal with the issues of becoming famous, being hunted down by the police, and even larger, more threatening adversaries. I've played about halfway through the story, and I have to say, the story is great. I love learning about the tale of the Phantom Thieves and the backstory of all the characters. Each of the characters feel unique and have their own struggles and personalities. Being interviewed in the present adds an air of mystery as to how Joker got detained, and the idea of them using their skills to help people who otherwise cannot help themselves is compelling. Seeing their heist become more elaborate as the challenges become more daunting is entertaining and memorable. Each of the targets that they come up against are all compelling villains, and you feel that they must be stopped. Moments when you are fighting bosses and shadows in the metaverse are just as entertaining as the moments in the real world where the gang hang out and enjoy each other's company. One of the key aspects of the gameplay is the ability to improve your relationships with other team members, called confidants, by spending time with them. They will often message you and offer to do something, and you can choose to accept or decline. Improving your relationship unlocks additional abilities and other benefits, but it will use up time in the day. The game uses a calendar mechanic where you progress on a day-by-day basis. You must decide how to spend your free time when not at school. Normally, I don't really like time restrictions on players, as you feel pressured to get everything done, and it typically detracts from the overall experience. However, in Persona 5, I felt like the mechanic was done well. You often have a certain deadline on getting a heist done, and I felt like I had plenty of time to do it in and get other side missions and relationships built up also. It adds a sense of urgency to the missions and mirrors real life, where we must choose what should we do using the time that we have. Completing activities on certain days will offer certain bonuses, such as going to the bathhouse on a Monday or Thursday will net you extra points to your charm stats after taking a bath. Building up your social stats is also important, as certain actions in the game will require you to be a certain level. For example, when the mysterious gunshop owner hands you a suspicious package, you have to have a charm of rank 4 to be able to ask them about it. While these events aren't mandatory to complete the game, it is nice to experience all that the game has to offer. You can visit these different places in the open world when you're not at school and not infiltrating a palace. You can read a book, watch films, get something to eat, take a bath, work a part-time job, or even participate in clinical trials with the shady backstreet doctor. When you're infiltrating a palace, you'll come across different enemies called shadows, which are the minions of the boss, whose sole purpose is stopping you from accomplishing your goals. You can utilise stealth to avoid them completely, or ambush them to act first in battle. Battling them consists of identifying the enemy's weakness, such as fire or ice, and using your persona's abilities to defeat them. Stunning them can put them into a down phase, where you can negotiate for money, an item, or to influence them to join you. See, each character has a unique persona for them, despite Joker, who can summon multiple personas. The battling reminds me a lot of Pokemon, and how you can collect all the different types who all have different strengths and weaknesses. Overall, I really like the battle system. I thought that it would get boring after a while, however I'm still eager to battle different shadows and add them to my collection. You can also visit a place called the Velvet Room to meet an otherworldly man named Igor, who helps you execute current personas to produce even stronger ones. On the surface, it doesn't seem very detailed, however getting into it, you realise that there is a lot of depth, and that you will want to structure your crew to have a wide range of abilities at the ready to target certain weaknesses. Sound is next on the list, and I think that this is easily the best part of this game. The original soundtrack in this game is phenomenal. I will actively listen to or to hum songs in the game in real life whilst I'm doing different things. Things like going to LeBlanc, the coffee shop, will play this really chilled out and smooth jazz song called Beneath the Mask. Whereas exploring Tokyo in the open world will play this upbeat and catchy song called Tokyo Daylight as you navigate the bustling streets. Even going to the shady gun shop in the game will play one of my favourites called Layer Cake, where it starts out menacing and tense until it eases into a chill and mellow tune, which is kind of reflective of Hawaii, the gun shop owner. Even opening up the game each time is fun due to the great opening theme called Wake Up, Get Out There. This is one of my favourite game OSTs of all time and made me want to get the Dancing All Night spin-off games. In addition, the voice acting for the characters is also superb. Ryuji is especially well done, with his voice acting being on point and reflective of his personality, being eager, excited and reckless. Overall, a big thumbs up on this department. The overall graphics of this game aren't breathtaking, with the release of games today focusing on photorealism and lifelike character models. However, what this game does well with the graphics is the style. All the graphics in the game use a sort of comic style visual that the game does fantastically. The user interface is presented in this big, bold, paper cutout font, with the stats of the characters in the party being shown by their silhouettes. The menu opens with Joker smacking the screen, showing all the options. Clicking on a sub-menu performs a slick transition into the next screen. Dialogue between the characters is also well done, with the character art appearing alongside the text, with their facial expression changing with what being said. The game's art style is unprecedented and unique. Even small details like the loading icon changing from Joker wearing shades when in the real world and to his mask whenever you're in the metaverse. Persona 5 knows its art style and executes it flawlessly. Whilst I have invested nearly 40 hours so far, I feel that I still have lots to do. I've heard that the game finishes around November time in the in-game calendar, and I'm on the third heist during June, so there's still plenty left to do. Additionally, the game has a new game plus mode that allows you to retain your points in social skills and confidant relationships over into a new playthrough to get them all completed. Furthermore, there is a plethora of trophies to unlock if you're looking to complete the entire game. I feel that there is a definite value for money and it was well worth what I paid for it. I came into this game not knowing if this was going to be a series that I liked and worried that I would have to needed to play the previous entries to be up to speed. After playing the game, those worries immediately disappeared and I was left with a memorable and entertaining masterpiece that will join my list of favourite games. The tale of the Phantom Thieves and their journey together as Master Thieves is entertaining, but where this game really excels is in the quiet moments where their friendship blossoms. This game is well worth a buy and should be experienced by as many people as possible. Overall, I give the game a 9 out of 10. I have only some minor nitpicky things that prevent it from getting a complete 10. A lot of the times you must read the dialogue because it isn't voiced and sometimes the game doesn't explicitly state how some of the mechanics work. For example, I was confused when it says I was improving my knowledge stat when I answered the right question in class, but it wasn't leveling up. There is no indication of how long it takes to get to the next level, and a meter or something would have been appreciated. However, the rest of the game is fantastic and I can't wait to finish it. If you like this review, click like on the video. Leave a comment about your thoughts on this review, your thoughts on the game, and what games you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching.